Hey everyone, Nick Griot
and Stevie Heidemann
from Griot's Garage, and we are here for another version of No Questions Left Behind. We've gotten in the habit of doing this after our YouTube lives because you guys participate so well in the chats, ask so many questions. We have to filter them all out and come back and answer them for you. So this No Questions Left Behind is following our ceramic all-in-one comparison test, which we thought was excellent, right?
Yeah. If you haven't watched it already, go back and watch that. And
we had a ton of questions coming in, a lot about ceramic all-in-one, a lot about layering, how to prepare the surface, how it is with other ceramic products that we have or other ceramic products on the market. So we're gonna jump right in and answer them. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so you'll see all the videos we put out that are as educational as this one. And our next YouTube Live will be August 10th at 4 p.m. Pacific time, so be sure to set your calendars for that. Topic is TBD, but it will be informative like always. So let's get going.
Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for live events that we haven't covered already that you're dying to see, feel free to leave them in the comments and we'll consider those.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this is pre-recorded, but you can comment in the chat and we will see that, or you can leave a comment below the video, and if you have a question there, we'll do our best to answer that as well. All right, we're gonna start off really quick, and we will be doing giveaways as well. This is about ceramic all-in-one. All of these next questions will pertain to ceramic all-in-one. R. Cawthon asks, can you use ceramic 3-in-1 over Expel film? Now, we had a lot of people confusing ceramic 3-in-1 wax with ceramic all-in-one, or kind of asking questions as if they were the same thing. So ceramic all-in-one wax is the product that we were talking about. So if that's what you're asking, which is a more of a gel emulsion or a cream emulsion that contains both a ceramic protective package and a light abrasive. And then our ceramic 3-in-1 wax is just a straight protectant. Ceramic 3-in-1 wax can be used on Expel film, no questions asked. The caveat with ceramic all-in-one and Expel and or PPF is, as Sam described yesterday, the age and or condition of your PPF can dictate how aggressive you treat it. Older PPFs generally don't respond well at all to abrasives, but mild abrasives like the ones that are in ceramic all-in-one should be fine on newer films. I'd say 5 years max is what I'd say, but best thing to do is test an inconspicuous spot. But short answer is yes, it can work. Just be certain of the quality and age of your film.
Yes, next question was from Alan Dyke. Would you use this as an initial coating for a new Corvette? Ceramic all-in-one would be perfect for initial coating on a new vehicle. Typically, these aren't going to have a lot of heavy defects, so the all-in-one would do great to remove any light swirls that it may have picked up during transport or at the lot being washed. And then definitely precurse this with a wash and a decontamination if needed, which typically you will need. Depending on how the vehicle is transported, it'll pick up brake dust, rail dust, or other contaminants. But yes, this would be perfect for a brand new Corvette or any other brand new vehicle.
Yeah, and if it's your brand new car, do the ceramic all-in-one, and then you can layer it with some of our other ceramic products, and we'll talk about that later in this session. Next question comes from Adam Rariman. He says he's going to be working on my white Lexus soon and would like to make the paint noticeably clearer and remove some water spots. Would the ceramic all-in-one be ideal for this? Yes. As we mentioned yesterday, if you've got a light colored vehicle, an all-in-one product is a great solution because you aren't fighting or seeing as much of the heavier defects as you would in a true black finish like we were demonstrating on yesterday. My wife has a white Toyota with a little bit of metallic flake in it. I used ceramic all-in-one on it. It did exactly what you were asking for, clarified the paint, brought the metallic flake out, and is beating and protecting it excellently.
Yes. Then Bob Ucker actually has two questions. Should I keep all-in-one inside my house instead of in my unheated garage? And should I wear gloves while applying it? Should I keep all-in-one inside my house instead of in my unheated garage? I would say yes, most likely. Depending on the temperatures that your garage is going to reach. If it's getting close or below freezing, definitely bring them inside. That's always the best recommended case to keep them around room temperature. And then, should I wear gloves while applying all-in-one? I would say no, unless you know that you have skin sensitivities and you'd like to protect yourself from any potential irritation.
Yeah, if you're using it via an orbital, there's probably even lesser risk that you'd have any skin interaction, but it is not an irritant to skin. That's a good caveat though, if you are hypersensitive to those type of things. Gloves, they're not that big a deal to wear. And then the only other thing, in a garage, if you're in a really high heat environment such as Arizona, I did have somebody bring products in where all the water had evaporated out of them. So just keep in mind, room temperature is ideal, but if you're kind of in and around that and not going to freeze or extreme heat, you're probably fine. Haley Estes asks, is the ceramic all-in wax abrasive enough that it would remove
if I remember this question, yeah, it was a high solids coating that was a few years old.
Yeah.
And she was wondering if this would remove that.
Yeah, I don't think it would. Most of the high solids coatings do have multiple year durability. And what I would suggest, if you're trying to remove that coating, do a true abrasive step such as correcting cream or fast correcting cream. If it's multiple years old, either of those steps will assuredly remove that coating, and then you could start fresh with a coat of ceramic all-in-one. You don't want to try and get this, if you're trying to remove that coating, it's different from can ceramic all-in-one be used on top of it? Yeah, the abrasive will diminish that coating a little bit, but as we talked about yesterday, a base coat of a high solid ceramic coating, great. If you're seeing scratches and water spots in that coating, then ceramic all-in-one would be a great solution.
Our next question was from Gordon Chan. Can ceramic all-in-one be applied on Ppf and wheels? We already kind of touched on the Ppf, yes, but make sure you test it in an inconspicuous area and ensure that it's a newer Ppf. And then on wheels, I would say yes. Be mindful that if it's a sensitive chrome surface, you always want to do a test section first just to ensure the results are to your liking. But yes, it would be safe on wheels.
Probably not ideal for matte wheels either.
True.
So I would definitely put that qualifier in there as well. And if you're concerned and really want to do it on matte wheels, I would probably say stay away from it. You can decontaminate your matte wheels and probably follow up with a ceramic 3-in-1 wax, the sprayable wax, which is a great solution for matte finishes. All right, Gordon Chan has another question. After using ceramic all-in-one with an orange pad, can it be cleaned using your microfiber foam and pad cleaner? Yes, of course. The key to pad cleaning, everybody hates it. Do it while the product or pad is still wet. We have a great video that Sam did about proper pad cleaning, but basically you're flushing it with hot water, you're spraying microfiber and foam pad cleaner directly onto the face of the pad and kneading and wringing it until the product is substantially removed.
I would say another tip, and this applies to all products, but especially any ceramic or protectant products, it's going to be a lot easier if you clean the pads pretty close to after you're using them. Don't let the product set and dry into the pad, or else it'll be quite a bit more stubborn to get out.
Yeah, we had some questions about microfiber care later too. So, all right, your turn, huh?
Yeah. Austin S. asked, on the Orbital, what pad should I use with the all-in-one ceramic? This really depends on the defects that you're working with and the surface that you're working on. There's no one shoe fits all. In general, an orange foam correcting pad is a great choice, but if you have a surface that responds well, maybe the paint's a little bit harder, you could definitely bump up and get a more aggressive cut with a more aggressive pad. Or if you have very fine defects that you're looking to remove, you could definitely soften the bite with a less aggressive pad, like maybe the black foam finishing pad.
Yeah. Annabelle Parra. Hola from Mexico. Do you recommend taping the trim, etc., before polishing with all-in-one? In general, all-in-one should not stain rubber trim. And if you did touch your rubber trim, you'd wipe it up. But we always recommend to tape trim in sensitive areas because just like painting a room, the prep work is a little obnoxious, but it saves you work afterwards. On older cars where you've got pieces of chrome, it serves as a guide for if you're using an Orbital of places to avoid. If you bump a high-speed Orbital into an old piece of chrome or rubber trim, it could do some damage, and so that tape kind of serves as a visual guide as much as it does prevent any staining. So that's just good practice.
Yeah, it's always better to spend the extra time ahead of your polishing step to protect the trim than to go back later realizing you have half moons all over your plastic trim and frantically scrub them off.
I'm gonna take this next one.
Okay.
Han Tong Chang asks, what is the percent SiO2 in ceramic all-in-one wax? Well, that is top secret, and based upon the theme of our live yesterday, I would have to jump kick you if you knew the answer. But all of our formulas are proprietary. We will definitely claim that it is not as high a percent SiO2 as a high solids professionally installed coating. There is a substantial amount in this because the cream and gel emulsion allows for a higher percent content. So it is a great product. You're not going to be disappointed with its durability as you saw yesterday, but we are definitely not making any claims that it's a high solids coating like comes in a vial that is cut with solvent.
Next question was from Rich Sadowinski, and he asked, how long does ceramic all-in-one last? This really does highly depend on how the vehicle is prepped. If you weren't to prep the vehicle properly, you may not get quite as long. And then keep in mind also, depending on if the vehicle is parked indoors or outdoors, daily driven or a garage queen, that'll impact the durability you get as well. However, I would say typically about 6 months to a year, depending.
I think it also depends on what you wash your car with and proper cure time.
That's true.
Yeah. Hung Wen asks, is there any improvement on the new all-in-one, such as shine, longevity, ease of use? I think what Hung is asking is, we've made mention of this in bringing a product to market. We make batches, and every time we make a batch, we have a standard, and if we can improve that standard, we generally do. It doesn't mean we're changing the ingredients. It generally means we're changing mixing process, temperatures, in order to get better stability. So the clear bottle products that saw separation, that's the same product. So shake it up and it will perform the same as what is in that green bottle. But the stuff that is in the green bottle represents a later batch, which has better stability. And if you've seen clear bottles on the store, there's probably a variation in the level of separation, but the juice inside is going to perform the same if you shake it up.
Nathan Shiba asked, what's the best way to apply 3-in-1 wax along the edges of paint protection? I would recommend taping the edge of the paint protection prior. That's going to be the best way. Otherwise, you're going to be delicately dancing along that edge and potentially building up residue that you then have to come back and fish out. Especially if you don't wipe it off immediately. If you don't get all the way into that crack, that can then become kind of like filmy almost. It'll build up right there, and then you'll have a more difficult time removing that.
Yeah, most of the time, if you've got like a third of a hood with PPF on it, that's where you see a lot of that, stuff accumulate. We do have some great swabs if you can't, avoid it. And with Surface Prep Cleanser, you can use the swabs and kind of get in there. But I agree with you, Stevie. If you've got a full wrap on the car, full PPF wrap, it's probably, goes over the body line, so you'll have less issue with it. But if you've got a hard seam, it's going to collect a soft clay bar. It's going to collect a lot of stuff. So just work with care, or preferably tape. All right, R. Cawthon again asks, any issues with using on a BMW M5 carbon fiber roof? I'm assuming it's going to be a modern M5 that has that carbon roof installed. That will most likely be clear coated. If so, go right ahead. If it's a matte finish, once again, we do not recommend this product for a matte finish. Use our ceramic 3-in-1 sprayable wax for that job.
Then from Nicholas Skirty, my wife's car sits outside. Does it have to be shaded or inside after use? I would say there's a couple variables to this question. If the car is outdoors and it has to be outdoors during use, make sure that you are in shade at any case. It sounds like you have the option to be inside, so I would definitely recommend that as opposed to applying the product outdoors. As far as post-application, whether it needs to be in shade or outside, there's no issue with it being in sun, but make sure that it's not going to have any moisture exposure. So if there's a chance that it could rain, definitely leave it inside.
Great answer. Paul S. asked, one step, referring to one-step sealant, or ceramic all-in-one. Can you maintain one step with ceramic speed shine? So both of these are very capable products. I love one-step sealant. Made me a lot of money in high school when I was detailing professionally. It does extremely well on gel coats. If you still have one step, definitely finish off your bottle the way you like to, but the durability of ceramic all-in-one is definitely going to outlast that one-step sealant, even though one step with a polymer sealant, proper cure, will give you some great durability. Can you maintain one step with ceramic speed shine? Of course you can. In fact, you're gonna add a little bit of hydrophobic properties to it using ceramic speed shine and extend the life of that one-step sealant.
Yes, and then Rich Sadowinski again asked, can you use ceramic all-in-one on gel coat? I keep saying gel coat. Yes, you absolutely can. It works phenomenally on gel coat to remove oxidation or moderate scratches, swirls, water spots,
Do you have some like gel coat hiding in our wardrobe that you haven't told us about?
Yes, and I use ceramic all-in-one to maintain it.
Yeah, it's great on gel coat. Again, these all-in-ones are awesome. Gel coat, if it's not too heavily oxidized, responds really well to mild abrasives and synthetic polymers. So yeah, go right ahead, Rich. And you better hide that gel coat. Okay, the next topic we got a couple questions about was layering. If you're putting down ceramic all-in-one as a base coat, a lot of you wanted to know, what can I do afterwards to maintain it, extend the life, or if I already have Griot's Garage products that I love to use, can I use them with this product? In general, our answer about layering, if you're putting down ceramic all-in-one, that's gonna be a great base layer, and you can generally treat the top as you would like. However, if you're putting on carnauba or polymer protection, it is going to change the water behavior, but as that inferior protection or less durable protection wears off, it should expose the hydrophobic nature of the ceramic all-in-one. So Dave Nyack asks, after using ceramic all-in-one, can I still use Best of Show Detailer as a maintainer? Without a doubt. Best of Show Detailer is an excellent product. You're not going to see as rich of kind of change to the finish as you would with a carnauba based product. But that has really no protective element, so it's not going to change the water behavior, and it's going to leave your car looking great.
Yes, and then Mob Sense asked, can you use regular speed shine on top of your ceramic products? And to go along with the previous answer, yes, you can. Best case, I'd say in either of these scenarios, best case would be to use ceramic speed shine because you have that light detailing capability along with ceramic protection to boost the hydrophobicity of the coating already on the surface. But yes, you can use either.
All right. So that's all we got for layering. We do have a couple questions that are kind of related to layering, but the next one was surface prep. How do I prepare the surface for the best result out of ceramic all-in-one? Wayne T asks, how many times do I need to use surface prep cleanser to get good adhesion of the ceramic all-in-one? If you don't have existing protection on the vehicle and you've done a decontamination step, one coat or coverage of surface prep cleanser with a wipe off should be sufficient enough to remove any of the silicones or lubricants in the quick detailer you use for clay barring or your decontamination step.
Yeah, or polishing oils,
yeah,
etc.
If you're going directly from a polishing step, as Stevie mentioned, like a more aggressive step, and then going into ceramic all-in-one as your finishing step, you may want to do a secondary coat. Really, you're going to be able to see the surface prep cleanser wet out and see if the surface is like perfectly clean afterwards. So it's just to check if the surface feels grabby after using surface prep cleanser, you're going to get a good bond.
The next question was from Tom Kirby. He asked, before using the new ceramic all-in-one, will a clay with ceramic speed shine
impact the durability?
Okay.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Because you're applying ceramic speed shine prior, I'm saying applying, but since you're using it with the clay, it is technically applying it to the surface. That's going to impart its own protection. And so then when you use the ceramic, well, no, I retract.
No, you're correct. Yeah.
I was rethinking. I was thinking if you apply that before ceramic 3-in-1, but if you use it before ceramic all-in-one, the ceramic all-in-one is essentially removing that protectant while you're applying it.
In general, though, you're on track. I would not recommend using ceramic speed shine. 2 reasons. 1, it's more expensive. 2nd, you don't really want anything to interfere with the potential for the more substantial protection that is in the ceramic all-in-one. So you can, take that question both ways. You could use it as part of your decontamination. It would be more ideal to use something sans protection, then do surface prep cleanser, and then go to ceramic all-in-one. All right, Corey Berry asks, can you utilize ceramic speed shine as a panel prep for ceramic 3-in-1 after a decontamination? So this is same kind of thing. If you're trying to get the best bond out of ceramic all-in-one, do not utilize something that has a protectant in it. A sprayable wax as a lubricant, ceramic speed shine that contains a protective element. try and use something that's very neutral. Even our standard speed shine will have a very slight amount of silicone that should be stripped off with surface prep cleanser before moving directly to ceramic all-in-one. So I would avoid using the ceramic infused products as lubricants for your decon process ahead of ceramic all-in-one.
Our next category of questions are more so around polishing tips. Our first one is from Josh Reed. He asked, I've been terrified to start polishing. I don't want to mess my car up. How user-friendly is this?
Random Orbital.
Well, I think it was in reference to the all-in-one. Yeah. I would say don't be terrified. We have quite a few videos that we've done, live events or just standard videos that go over polishing techniques, tips, etc. I would definitely check those out since it sounds like you're still a little cautious. But know that especially with the G8 and G9 enthusiast grade orbitals, those are going to be, yes, very powerful and effective, but they're not going to be anything where you really have to like stress and worry about potentially causing damage. It's still pretty tricky to cause damage with those orbitals.
Yeah, just follow the steps, do the prep work, and jump in. The first time is the worst time because you're nervous. However, once you do it, it is going to be, the light bulb's going to turn on, you're never going to look back, and you're going to get better results every way. If you want to use ceramic all-in-one, as we stated yesterday, you can use it by hand. You're never going to get as good of results as using it by machine.
And worst case scenario, I guess, you could see if there's a friend or a loved one that maybe doesn't really care about their car as much that you could do a test on. Or even if you go get a junkyard hood, that would be a great test surface to get comfortable before you work on your
do the wife's car, right? Test, figure it out there, and then bring it to your prized possession. She'll be happy, and you'll be happy because you've learned and haven't put anything that you really, really value a lot at risk. So Wayne T asks, I'm still nervous about using orbital power tools. Can I get the same results applying by hand? Also, is it safe over multiple exterior surfaces? So this is kind of two parts. I think he's asking about the results that he's going to be able to achieve from ceramic all-in-one. As we said, you can use it by hand. You aren't going to get the same results. If you're still nervous about orbitals, you should definitely watch some more of our videos. It is very easy to use. You can start with something like ceramic all-in-one, get comfortable, and then the entire world of detailing opens up to you where you can start combining multiple pads and different grades of abrasives. And again, the results will be superior to hand application. And then, is it safe over multiple exterior surfaces? Yes. It is not ideal for glass, but in a pinch could be applied to side windows. We have not validated its performance on a windshield, so we don't recommend that. Painted surfaces, chrome, just be careful with your approach to chrome because it is finite. But really it is safe on multiple exterior surfaces. Raw plastics, such as something like this, this mirror here, I would not recommend it on.
All right, our next question is from MobSense. So does the ceramic 3-in-1 spray have abrasives in it? No, it does not. That is simply a protectant spray. So think of it like a spray on wax that's extremely durable.
All right, Ryan N asks, do you still need glass sealant if you use ceramic glass cleaner? We've talked about this before as well. Glass sealant is an excellent base layer and can be supplemented with and its performance improved with ceramic glass cleaner. But the question, do you need glass sealant if you have ceramic glass cleaner? No, but glass sealant is going to be more abrasion resistant on a windshield, so we definitely recommend that to be your base layer on your windshield at the bare minimum, and then again you can top it with ceramic glass cleaner periodically.
Yes. Then the next question is from Roddy. What should I use for a drying aid on top of 3-in-1? You could use a multitude of drying aids. I would recommend ceramic 3-in-1. You could also use ceramic speed shine. Those would be my top recommended. You could technically use, spray on wax, etc. But again, you're going to be putting a less hydrophobic protection on top of your ceramic. So I would stick with ceramic 3-in-1 or ceramic speed shine.
Yep. All right, Reed K. Hester asks, what steps would you recommend on a brand new vehicle with no paint blemishes? Well, Reed, if you have a brand new vehicle with no paint blemishes, that is fantastic. However, I would probably challenge that you do have some defects that could be improved with by ceramic all-in-one. It's just normal. It's not speaking to your lack of care. If you hand dry your car or expose it to the elements and get water spots, those are things that could be remedied by an all-in-one product. Even if it's very new or brand new, as Stevie mentioned before, sometimes in delivery and or if a guy at the lot at the dealership washed your car, you're gonna have swirl marks because the brushes and towels that they use are not great and they're washing hundreds of cars. So my presumption would be, even though your vehicle's new, there's probably some blemishes that may not be visible to you if it's a lighter colored car, but I'd have no hesitation saying jump right in, use ceramic all-in-one. It'll brighten up the clear coat, even if it's not heavily damaged, and leave behind great protection.
Yes. Then Mason Methought asked, how can we maintain our ceramic wax for maximum longevity? I would say definitely re-up if I would say not even if needed. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words. So I would definitely apply ceramic 3-in-1 wax throughout the year, just even a couple times, just to kind of re-up on that hydrophobicity and extend the durability. But then you could use ceramic speed shine for regular wipe downs, and that'll help boost that hydrophobicity and protective durability as well. As well as you could even use ceramic washing coat during your normal routine washes to again boost that hydrophobicity and protection.
Yeah, if you're maintaining with any of our sprayable ceramics or ceramic washing coat routinely, that base layer of ceramic all-in-one is going to last as long as possible. In fact, the only thing that's probably going to require you to reapply is when you do see those normal wear and tear related swirl marks, toweling marks. And I generally am in the habit of correcting my car probably, I'd say 1.5 times a year, right? About every 9 months. I'm doing that just because of my care regimen. But at some point you see those swirl marks build up, you want to reset or clear them up and go back to an abrasive step. All right, National Blake says, should I use the 3-in-1 after every wash? I wash my car every weekend. So if you're talking about ceramic 3-in-1 wax, the sprayable true protectant, every weekend might be a little bit of overkill. It might not be necessary. That's going to be a little bit richer formula relative to what I would suggest you use every weekend if you're washing your car, which is ceramic speed shine. Ceramic speed shine is going to be a little slicker. It's not going to be as substantial of a protection, but if you're washing that routinely, you do risk some buildup from the richer emulsion of ceramic 3-in-1 wax. That being said, you could also vary them between uses. So you're doing ceramic speed shine 1 week, ceramic 3-in-1 every other time.
All right, then we have a question from Joe Van Cedars. Is ceramic 3-in-1 hydrophobic or hydrophilic? And if I remember correctly, in the live chat, he had asked the same about ceramic all-in-one. Both of these provide hydrophobic protection. So it is going to repel water, break it into beads, and remove it from the surface before you can blink. Yeah,
usually hydrophilic is something we use to describe a pH neutral wash. So it really isn't the same thing. Hydrophilic would not be a good property to have on a wax, right? That is really kind of more sheeting, and I guess it can be described for some sealants to be hydrophilic, but that's not what we're going for with ceramics. Okay, microfiber was our next topic. You guys had some care questions. Microfiber, if you're paying for the good stuff, you want to know how to care for it. So, Tony DiBartolo asks, can you do a session on the different uses for your different towels? I think that's a pretty good suggestion. I mean, we have a lot of towels, and some of them have some crossover utility that could help you make sure that you're buying the towels for everything that you need. And then we could do some demonstrations just about absorbency and the different types of things like that. So I don't know that everybody would be interested in just microfiber, but I think we'd have to introduce a lot of demos to just make it interesting. But good suggestion, Tony.
Yeah. Tony DiBartolo also asked, what's the average number of washes a microfiber towel can last? I wouldn't say that there's an average number of washes, but depending on care, your microfiber towels will last a very, very long time, as long as they're washed regularly, and especially pretty close to after, if you wash them soon after you use them, instead of allowing the product to sit and dry and whatever, that's going to help extend the lifespan that you see from those towels. And then depending on what types of products that you use them with, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I still have like ancient microfibers that are now my dog's towels. So you can just trade them down and use them for different things. I mean, really, you're just going to be looking at, like, are the seams frayed? Is the loop getting pulled out? Has somebody put the dryer on too high a heat and created a hard edge or melted the microfiber? If you're caring for your microfiber correctly, and I would recommend you watch our video on proper microfiber care, there should be no lifespan on it. It's just going to come down to, man, I dropped it, down the sewer drain, and do I really want to put that back on my car? Or again, some of those other wear indicators that would just say, hey, don't put it on your paint, go use it for something else. Mm-hmm. All right. Predator 7 asks, when washing vehicles, are brushes the best option? My answer to this is no. If you use a boar's hair brush or any kind of natural fiber on paint, on a softer system, it can scratch. If you're going to a pay your way type of wash tunnel, do not use that brush, whatever you do. I would recommend a microfiber wash tool. One, they wash easily, so you can wash them after every use, to rinse out anything heavy that you pick up. And they're generally going to be able to hold more wash solution, so it'll be a slicker and safer experience. So I would not be using brushes for washing. We do sell a boar's hair washing option. It's really for big RVs, tough to reach areas, stuff that's in a pinch. But we also have a microfiber wash pad. So my preference is microfiber. Do people wash with brushes? Yes. Can they create damage? Yes, over time. They're just harder to keep clean forever, versus the safety and ease of resetting and cleaning microfiber tools.
I would mention too, the boar's hair brush that we sell does have a split end fiber, so it is going to be a little more gentle than some alternatives on the market. But also, in my experience, people tend to get a little carried away with brushes. They like scrubbing. And so I find that customers, when using a brush like that to wash the vehicle, will tend to put a little more pressure than they should. And so that tends to lead to more scratches. Yeah. Richard Sambrano asked, do you wash the Plush towels differently after using 3-in-1 wax or other ceramic products? I would say no, aside from making sure that you wash them promptly and don't allow the ceramic product to set and dry. If it does dry in the towel prior to washing, typically it'll just lock down a little more. You can still revive that microfiber. You would just need to run it through multiple cycles with our microfiber and foam pad cleaner to rejuvenate the microfiber.
Yeah, just take care of your stuff. You pay good money for it. Once you're done washing it, I generally have a stack of towels that I've used for interior, drying towels for the exterior, my microfiber wash pads. I just do a smaller load, and again, it's a pretty quick load. And then, run an even shorter cycle with tumble dry, so my microfiber washing is not that big of a chore. It's the pad cleaning that really is the stuff that takes a while.
Yeah.
All right, so we got through a lot of questions, Stevie. We've been kind of killing the game here. You're a lot faster than Sam, so we'll have to bump him permanently. So we got some other kind of suggestions or product ideas that you guys shared with us, and we're gonna go through them, and then we've got some events questions, and we're gonna be wrapped up pretty quick here. We did have a lot of answers given yesterday, right? We were able to interact a lot as we were washing, and you were doing a great job kind of managing some of the ones that were consistently being asked, so this is great. So Arthur Martinez says, y'all need to have a membership program which includes free shipping. Great idea, Arthur. We definitely want to reward our loyal customers with something like a loyalty program. I can tell you we're definitely entertaining the idea. We've been doing a lot of back-end work as an organization, including an e-commerce platform shift that you probably didn't even notice. The goal is to integrate some portals, including loyalty programs in the future. We will let you know as soon as we're there.
Then we had a couple from Joe Van Cedars. One being the ultimate giveaway, future giveaway. The ultimate future, I don't know, whatever. The ultimate giveaway. Trip to Griot's headquarters in Washington State, tour of the facility, lunch with Nick, Sam, and Stevie, and driving the Senna. Woohoo! Yeah. I think all of that's probably doable and considerable, aside from maybe driving the Senna. the Senna.
Yeah, it'd have to be a nice day in Washington, and you definitely wouldn't be able to drive it, but maybe I'd take you around the parking lot or something. But not saying that you won that, but Joe, you were a great participant yesterday, so you are our giveaway winner for this No Questions Left Behind. You're going to get the same package that we gave away yesterday, so be sure to email us at social@griotsgarage.com. Thank you for your participation. We have another question or suggestion that you gave us that we're going to reward you for, but I do want to also state that we had a giveaway that we did as part of our 30th anniversary celebration, and then COVID hit. But the gentleman wrote, we had a contest for the best stories about Griot's Garage, how Griot's Garage products have changed your life, or how you've used them in a way that has really made you proud. And pretty much Richard read all of them and picked this guy, Bob, out of Colorado, that replicated Richard's original In My Garage shop from catalog number 1. And it was so awesome that we're flying Bob out here in October for that same kind of treatment. So we've done that, or we're going to do it. So it's not out of the question for anybody over here. We're going to have to give away that big $3,000 package first. So
Yeah.
we still need 2,500 likes. So you guys better hit that like button on this video. We're working towards it.
And subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on notifications.
Yeah, please. So Joe Van Cedars also says those smaller bottles are pretty cool, talking about the 4-ounce dome cap. Those would be cool if Griot's offered a sample size of various products on their website in those small sizes so you could try out multiple products. Well, we have done that in the past, and guess what? It did not sell very well. But if you go to any of our events, which is our next topic, you're going to run into our events team. And if you go up there and you're a generally good human being, you're going to get some samples from those guys. They give away samples all the time. And maybe if you sweet talk the CSR next time you place a big order, they'll find a way to get you some samples there as well.
CSRs are going to get a lot of sweet talking.
Yeah.
John Lawrence says, how often do you offer holiday sales like the 4th of July? It helped me out to buy multiple products to become more familiar with Griot's products. We offer sales pretty frequently and or free products with a purchase. So if you're not already, sign up for our email promotions. I would say the sales are a little less frequent, but the free product with purchase are pretty often, pretty frequent.
Yeah, the best way to find out about our promotions is through email. So go to griotsgarage.com. You can sign up on the slider that you see or at the bottom of the page. That'll be the first way you know about any ongoing sales or promotions. Or you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook, where we do often mirror those promotions in those channels.
And you will want to do that because usually once, maybe twice a year, we do a 20% off all liquid sale, and you don't want to miss that when it happens.
Yeah. Or if we beat up the bean counters, it might be more aggressive than 20. But long story short, sign up for our emails, follow us on the social media channels, and you'll be the first to know. All right, Roddy asks, is it safe to use a leaf blower to dry your car? Yes, it's definitely safe to use a leaf blower. In fact, if you can avoid touching your car in the drying process, that's where a lot of damage occurs. So leaf blowers are a great way. The biggest thing to be sure of is get like a snubby attachment or some rubberized tip on the end. I mean, I've got a big DeWalt leaf blower. I don't even bring it close to my car because it's just unwieldy, and I don't really like that. But there are some pretty small leaf blowers. I think Ego or Eco is a brand that's really popular. And then there's a guy on, I've seen advertising on Instagram that kind of sells these soft rubberized tips that you put at the end of the blower. And that would be my suggestion. Do something to make it safer just so you don't whack your car with it. But it definitely is going to help avoid swirl marks and washing or drying induced scratches a lot better than using a towel. Even though if your car is clean, you've got a clean towel, it's going to be minimized. Clean, high quality towel.
Yeah. Ruddy also asked, is it recommended that you wear rubber gloves when using Griot's products? I would circle back to our previous answer. If you have skin sensitivities, sure, go for it. But there's no products where I would say, yes, wear gloves anytime you use this product.
Definitely none that you like need to wear gloves, but I generally wear gloves when I'm doing like wheel work because in particular when I was younger and I detail professionally, if you're cleaning a wheel that has not been cleaned very long and you're in there trying to get it nice for somebody who's paying money to detail, you're going to pick up brake dust in your skin. So it's generally the things that you're pulling off the car that I'm more concerned with rather than our products. We do a lot of vetting. We also have strong cautionary statements on our labels. So if you have a sensitivity, check. Our labels have everything you need to know about any precautions that you should take.
The only other thing I would call out, it's not necessarily that you should wear gloves when using this product, but our odor neutralizing carpet and upholstery cleaner can tend to leave just some slight kind of staining on your fingertips. So if that's something you prefer to avoid, you could wear gloves, but it goes away quickly and it's nothing you should be worried about.
It's based upon the hydrogen peroxide active ingredient in there, and it really dissipates quickly. But all right, so the last topic that we've got today is events. Some people calling out if we're going to be at these events or not. I think I'm a little more familiar with the event schedule. So Tony DiBartolo asked, are we going to be at Corvettes at Carlisle and PA? We have actually been blockaded from that event by one of our competitors. Not going to name any names, but one of our wholesale accounts does show up, but no Griot's Garage reps will be there. Speed and Shine TV, Indy in the fall. Are we going to be having an event at the distribution center? The answer is yes. We will be having an event. I think it's in September, where we will also be pairing that with a garage sale, which is kind of our inventory liquidation sale for our returns and scratch and dents, which is like the very best deals you could ever get on Griot's Garage stuff. All of it works. It's just been damaged in shipping or something like that, and somebody sent it back saying, hey, I don't want something where the corner came off of the box, even if the thing inside was perfect. So, we're pretty generous with our return policy. So it's a great way to pick up some great deals. And then we will not be at the Woodward Dream Cruise. It just doesn't align with a lot of our other shows that we've been going to forever. I want to get to Woodward. I really want to experience it. It's just not great timing while we only have one events rig cruising around the country. And Tassis54 says, are you going to be attending the Pomona Auto Show this August? That is actually the only one I was uncertain about. So we got to check into that. You can look at our events page on our website to be sure. I know we've been there before, so just want to double check based upon what our schedule is, because it has been a little dynamic since COVID and how we've shifted things around. And then finally, John Lawrence asks, do you go every year to Texas Motor Speedway? I'll miss you this year. Sorry you're going to miss us, John, but we do go to the Texas Motor Speedway. Excellent event, big car community and venue. It's a good guy show, so we go there every year. I think there's 2 shows, and I'm almost certain we go to both. There's one in April, one in October traditionally. So check our event schedule. That's the best answer I can give you, but the other ones, I knew certainly that where we were going to be or where we weren't going to be. Well, that is the end of our questions, Stevie.
Yeah, that went quick.
Well, thank you guys so much for participating in both the YouTube Live, and if you're still watching with us now, thank you so much. This has been No Questions Left Behind. Thank you for watching. Have fun in your garage.